All right.
It was the first, and
So,
I'm from the generation that went by middle names.
where's the, let me just.
They're going fast. I got promises for a lot more.
Oh wow, that's a cool design. So,
You can tell the nail boat in our family has
Hey.
designs to it. And the other more color.
how many of us do we end up ordering?
I ordered 100 stock. I had to sit down. I don't know how many I've sold so far, but I've got sold a few and got a lot more than promised. The promises is good until we get down to there's none left. If they ain't bought them by then, like Chris Waltrip, he wanted a couple, but I don't know how to get one to him.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, he's running late.
Well, he owes me for a couple more too.
Oh yeah.
I haven't given them to him yet. He's got promises
Yeah.
for him. Cash talk.
All right, you still got me? Okay.
Greg, Greg, you can talk, by the way, if you need to, whenever we do new business items.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm not sure if you can read that.
No, I can't see anything because I've got.
So they're a little like this, and you beat on it here, a little
How much do we end up paying a piece of that?
beat on it. No, but pretty soon.
A whole lot. It was a lot.
I mean, I don't remember going.
It was about $425.
That was $500.
Well, $425 was the cost of the coin, but then we had shipping and some other stuff.
It ended
Yeah.
up to, the total bill for 100 was over $500.
So that's about $5 a piece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then you add the carrying charges and shipping and everything like that that I have to do, and it jacks up to 10. Yeah.
All right. Good evening, folks. I'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. It's good to see everybody this evening. We've got a good crowd here, and we've got a few online, 4 online. Is Richard there? Okay, Richard's there. Okay, good. So, welcome to the August already, the August meeting of BAS. We're glad to have everyone here this evening. We're going to start with the minutes. The minutes were in the newsletter. The newsletter didn't come out until yesterday. Apologies for that, but it's been a summer, and between Matt and I, and it's just been we've been underwater. So, but take a moment here. These minutes are in the newsletter. If you have any questions, we'll go over it. But after you've had a minute here to look at it, I'll entertain a motion to accept the minutes.
Make a motion to accept the minutes as read.
Okay, do I have a second? Second. Okay. All in favor? Aye. Okay, any opposed? All right, excellent. All right. Brother Jim, how about giving us a financial report?
Well, things are good.
So I keep trying to tell what.
Our starting out, we ending balance July the 12th was $28.79.34. We had disbursements of $278.08 and deposits of $534.55, and ending balance was $3135.81. Now disbursements was the $1420 monthly fee to MailChimp, and then there was a $263.88 service charge from GoDaddy, and deposits were $244.55 for annual dues, and our medallion sales to this point were $290.
Okay. Now the GoDaddy, that's an annual fee
You know,
or?
it's a mystery to me how GoDaddy charges.
Yeah. Well, we get our our
think it's usage
our digital certificates. Then we have the website fees, and that's so okay.
One more thing that we don't have up there is the current balance on the 100-year anniversary project budget is we have some of it's been recouped by the sale of the medallions. We got $711.40.
Okay.
Budget now.
Okay. Excellent. All right. Very good. Any other questions about the financial statement before we move on? All right. Next, let's talk about the Cloudland Canyon Star Party. It actually happened.
You weren't there.
I wasn't there. I heard that it happened.
We had a good crowd.
Yeah, well, that's what I'd like to hear from. Richard, can you give us an update on that, or whoever was there? Who was?
I was there.
Okay. Well,
Richard, you gonna talk? Anyway, we had a nice crowd. There must be 100 people or so, I guess, coming through.
yeah, that's good.
I can read comments from Facebook.
Okay, why don't you do that?
We were there and learned a lot. Thinking and asking, we'll be back. So much fun, so many setups and informative society members. Had a great time, thank you. And then a couple of people said I missed it, but I look forward to going.
Yeah, great.
Am I coming in now?
Yeah, we got you now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was great, and thank you everybody who came. And yeah, the ranger came by and thought I was in charge for some reason, but he wanted to know how many we had, and I guessed 100, but I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't more than that.
Yeah.
And really good, except for the couple of bands clouds that came through, but everybody seemed to have a good time, and it was good. Let's keep these up.
And people were well behaved.
Yeah, that's good. One thing I want to mention.
Even Bobby.
Even Bobby, yeah.
Yeah.
He must have been taking his medicine. One thing I want to mention.
He can hear you.
I know he can. That's why I said it.
That was Kevin, wasn't it?
One thing I want to mention, and what happened to me is I checked the traffic apps before I left. I live in Ottawa, and everything looked clear, but they are closing the left-bound lane of I-24 West on the weekends, and they close them on Friday, and it took me about an hour to get from Ottawa to East Ridge. And when I got at Missionary Ridge, I could see Moccasin Bend, that traffic, nothing but tractor trailer trucks, end to end, all the way around. So at that point, it was like, all right, I'm done. So if you're coming from that side of town to go to Cloudland Canyon, you'll probably have to go down 75 and come up the back way. Up.
You can't get there from here.
Yeah. I mean, it was like, I was so frustrated after sitting in an hour of traffic, going 7 miles an hour, that I was just like, nah, I'm not in the frame of mind for this tonight. So I was done. So keep that in mind. So at any rate, so glad that we had a good turnout, and thanks to the members that showed up as usual. It's always the people are so appreciative of what we do and share, and it's always really cool because you'll have those one or two people who have never done anything like that before. Never looked through a telescope, and they are just in awe, and it's just amazing to get their reactions, and so glad that actually happened. Yes, Lynn?
for them. They were able to instantly get information, during what was a long lag time for them. But to start to get them, sort of revved up about
Yeah.
just information.
So that was the QR codes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'd like to comment about that and make a suggestion for future star parties. Kevin and I tossed around this idea in the car on the way home. Because we have that trifold that Kevin and I have been putting information up on. And people would crowd around it by the car. And I overheard a couple people say, so what do we do? Is there going to be like a lecture or something? They don't know what a star party is.
Mm-hmm.
So I explained what was going to happen. And Kevin and I talked about, perhaps have a table kind of at one of the ends of entry areas and put some information about what is a star party, what to expect. And I think we've even tossed around the idea of an star party etiquette information
Yeah.
sheet. And that could be if we have just spare people around who are willing to sit there to answer questions and also have a clicker and keep count of how many people come through there. We could have a better way to assess how we're reaching the community and inform them a little bit about what to expect.
Yeah. I totally agree.
I had one person.
Who's speaking?
And I answered one
Amy.
question.
That was Amy.
But I did have one person
Oh,
ask
okay.
if they would be allowed to actually look through a telescope.
Yeah, they
And a
don't
lot
Yeah.
of people
They don't know
have
what
no
it
idea
is.
what's going to happen.
Yeah. So.
So there's an etiquette feature out, or a page out on our website, for star parties, and sort of introduction to it. And maybe if you take a look at that and see if it's accurate, maybe it needs to be updated. But I guess a lot of people might not actually ever see that either.
Right.
It's true.
And we could QR code.
Yeah, we could QR code that link. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, we, from the club down south that I'm still in, Treasure Coast National Society, when we've done the planetarium shows, we don't do much of that, but when we do the big public shows at some of the local parks, we've actually set up a table and, like you guys said, put out some flyers, and sometimes there's been a couple of times we put out some etiquette things, and I think there was one time that we actually people would just show up with regular flashlights. We'd say, come here, and we'd hand them a little piece of that red cellophane and with a Band-Aid, and come around here, and they'd go, why? I said, well, it messes up your night vision, and so we just hand those things out. And that's worked out quite well for the several times that we've
Right.
not done it all the time, but it's worked out
Yeah.
pretty well.
Headlights were my biggest problems there tonight.
Headlights are
Yeah,
always a
headlights
problem.
were bad up there the other night.
Yeah.
One of the first star parties I went to was put on by the Virginia Tech University Astronomy Club, and the girl that did it, the president, she had worked for a summer at a national park doing star talks, and she spent maybe 15 minutes, and she pointed out she had a green laser, she pointed out the summer triangle and a few of the constellations, and then pointed out some things we were going to look at when we went inside to the astronomy dome and looked through the telescope. And I don't know if maybe something like, it started at a particular time, and she went through her talk,
And we've done that before, and in years past we have had a program, and we've been more organized and had a table, but then our numbers kind of fell off, and you got the same folks that have telescopes that are scrambling to get them set up and trying to get everything acclimated and get rolling, and so now that we have more members who are active in the star parties, we can come back to doing some of these things again because they're great ideas. One of the things I wanted to mention is that we have ordered one of those, I don't know what you call them, those tall feather banners that has BAS on it, so we could have that as a focal point. That's the whole reason that we wanted one of those, so that we could just point people, hey, go to that sign. And it's a way to help us be more organized and get things going. So, yeah, great ideas, and we'll keep working on that. And if we have a member or members who wants to take ownership of organizing that, I am more than happy to just turn you loose and let you go at it. again, we always have lots of good ideas, but we've got to have people to actually carry those through. So if you wanna get involved, this is a good way to do it. If you don't have a scope or don't feel comfortable bringing a scope out there to the public star parties, you can come out and you can help provide information or parking or that kind of thing. So good ideas. Yep.
Do we have access to the QR codes on our own?
On your own.
Just like so that I can print them as well, or anybody?
I don't know. Kevin?
They're pretty easy to make. We've got several that are set for certain things.
Just
I
like
mean, in
my
reality, you can randomly make them. I've got them. Matt's got some that we've been generating. Yeah, and Amy and I've been talking. That's all we do is talk about these grand plans about other different things, about QR codes and stuff. I mean, we're starting to put them into documentation and printing them and stuff. Like I'm bringing a bunch of new stuff again tomorrow.
But was your question, Tyler, more of are they available that you could grab them? Yeah, just to make them available.
Because they're just embedding the URL inside those things anyway. So
Yeah.
I think I was with Nick at one of the solar events where we were talking to people outside who didn't want to come for some reason into like where the scopes were and everything, and but they wanted information from the website or whatever. But if the QR codes were like on the back of our name tags, we could just
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Already time for a bad refresh.
Just
Yeah.
like, accessing
Or we could get stickers that have the QR code on it. We could just put them on the back of the
That's why I asked
or wherever. Yeah. So
print them.
yeah.
I'm going to one of the star parties this weekend, so I'd be happy to do that.
I'll get my crack staff on that.
I could
You
take
know?
one on my telescope. It's big enough to handle that.
Yeah. Yeah. I got a couple of people that aren't doing anything right now, so we'll get them on. I'm looking at Kevin. I'm kidding. Tom?
Yeah, I talked to Richard about this at the meeting last month, but we ought to go ahead and put QR codes at the star wall. And
Can we do that?
It's just a matter of putting, just stick them on one. We've got a couple of places where it's information, signs, not astronomical information, just general information about what's going on. We can definitely put them there.
Mm-hmm.
And then it occurred to me, we're gonna do that, then we might want to develop a library where we could, when they come to let's say they come to one of the Milky Way, we could, the QR code would direct them to a single site, and then they could
Right.
would have links to different articles that we've reviewed that are good for the Milky Way, and so on for all of them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's a good blue sky idea there.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is,
It wouldn't be that hard.
Yeah. Agreed. Good idea. Anything else before we move on? All right. Let's move on. The commemorative coins are here. I know you've been buying them. We're selling them for $10 a piece. See Brother Jim to purchase them. He takes cash and a check. How many forms of ID do you require?
only one.
Only one. But they're nice looking, and it's a great way to commemorate our 100-year anniversary. So
Christmas is just around the corner.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Okay. Enough of that. Now, Kevin, why don't you come up and talk to us about this?
Way cool.
Yeah.
This is a very initial screenshot. The store is built. This stuff isn't actually in it yet.
I tried to buy something today, I couldn't get them.
What we've done is, in the past, have T-shirts printed and sitting aside, and somebody has to collect. Look what Jim's going through just for the coins alone, and it's just one thing.
Can you put the coins on here too?
No.
Nope.
No.
So the leadership, what we've been doing is trying to look in the last few months to try to find a way to find an online store where we don't have to handle the merchandise, where we can build it, and it's basically made to order. and so we can design, and so we're using Zazzle as the online platform, and they have a whole slew of different stuff that you can design in t-shirts, blankets, hats, you name it, mugs. So this is just a quick example of it. Matt's been helping with some of the designs, and we've just started to kind of play around with it, and this thing is ready to pretty much go up live. And so these are just kind of a few of the items. We've got some different types of t-shirts and hoodies and nice shirts and mugs and stuff that you can do. And they've got even more stuff online. So it's like, this is just kind of a brief tasting of it. And if there's anything besides these normal things you can think of that might be a nice thing to add, please let me know. And the nice thing about this thing, it can be fluid. We can change a logo and the next day have it on a t-shirt. It's instant. So it costs a couple extra bucks probably than what you would have if we bought them in bulk, but they're online, they're access, you can get it anytime you want it shipped directly to you. We don't have to handle it, we don't have to worry about cash,
Right.
and so forth. Huh?
So no upfront cost.
Yeah,
Right,
exactly.
right,
So
right.
basically it's free.
We don't maintain an inventory. We don't get involved in touching any of it, and it'll be on our website as a storefront, so that you can just go to our website and be able to access the catalog, or we'll call it a catalog, of the items for sale, and then you can order it and boom, done. So
Jim had a question.
As a famous political hack once said, follow the money. Where does the money go? I mean, how do we get the money?
Okay, so what it is we put a percentage of an upcharge to whatever their basic price is, and we determine that as a leader, you know, as a group. You know, we don't want to make it $100 for a T-shirt and nobody's ever going to buy one. So we got to be kind of.
Well, that seems good.
So if we sell just one, it's like selling 20.
I think it's the TV shutting down.
Is this self-destruct?
Is there a?
Keep it on.
I love the touch screen.
Wait a second.
Energy. So would you like to keep energy?
Not in this session. How about that? There
Okay.
we go.
So one of the other things that I'm looking into, and I don't have that yet, but I think we can actually take a certain logo, maybe not all of ours, but maybe our 100-year logo. That's kind of the premise for this too. Make it available, so if there are other things on the Zazzle store, you can, the craziest stuff, you can order napkins and for weddings and all that stuff, to be able to actually use it for your own whatever you want. So that's another thing that it's going to be a really good opportunity for them, and hopefully we're going to have this thing live. So please
Would it work like this? Was like this, for instance, there was something they charged $20 for, and we said we want to make 5 more off of this, for instance, 25, and the $5 after everything would go into.
So it'll kind of come through Stripe and go through.
So what they'll do is
our account.
Right now, you set it up where you have to at least accumulate $100 worth of extra, and then they'll send a check.
Oh, okay.
So what they're going to do is they actually are going to be sending you a check at this time.
That's fine.
So until we start selling enough, we're not going to get anything. They kind of hold on to the money until it's worth it for them to write the check.
I get it. Now,
But
is it the check for the $100? Would that be for items sold or our cut?
it's our cut.
It's our cut.
So on average, it's usually like 10% markup kind of thing.
Use the word profit.
It is. Well, it's
But okay,
it's,
yeah. So here's the thing, guys. We're not trying to do this to be a moneymaker off of members. What we're trying to do is use this as a way to get our brand out there. Okay, a lot of you have asked for T-shirts, and a lot of you have asked for hats and that kind of thing. The last thing the leadership wants to do is get into the inventory deal where we got 200 T-shirts and we're trying to sell them, and then Kevin's got the T-shirts this month because I'm out of town, and then I got the T-shirt, that kind of stuff. So this gets us around all
Amy
that.
had a great idea earlier about we probably want to get a couple test examples before it goes live anyways. So get the store going, order a couple of things we have, and have them on the table. We can't buy them per se, but at least they can see it.
They're examples of that.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so this is what the T-shirt's going to look
Depends on how
like.
much they offer.
Yeah. Lynn?
There's 2 things. One is, I personally have used Zazzle for quite a few things, and the quality of their products that I've used it for, frames, paper products, Christmas ornaments, has been very good.
That's good to hear, because I went on so many reviews.
I have not ever seen a cloth product from them. My question is, have you checked for quality control and how do you plan on doing it?
Yeah, so that's one of the reasons why we want to get a demo shirt to begin with. But what's lovely about this is that, let's say, whatever, this t-shirt here, you can go in and pick your color. You can pick between 3 different types of t-shirts. So there's actually a name brand in there called Canvas, if you've ever heard of that. That's actually a really nice t-shirt. That's one of their options. So you can get kind of the more cottony, stiff one. You can get more of the real soft canvas one, or another. That's the beautiful thing about this, is that you're not stuck with the same thing. You actually have a little bit of options with it. But I've read so many different, and this store and what they have seems to pop up as really the best. So crossing fingers that that's right. But we are going to order it, and if they're bad, then we're going to make sure that that's not an option. But
would we be open to, if with proceeds from doing things like this, maybe either find artists within the society or local artists to
heck yes.
to do retro BAS stuff?
Yes, and actually there's a few on here. Matt actually started one with that. He's gone down a rabbit hole, and we're probably hopefully go down. I mean, you could have 100 different designs, and that's the beautiful thing about this.
I have another question.
And you can pay artists.
Well, we got Ned first, then you.
Okay.
Ned, Jim, then Lynn.
It's a family question.
Yeah.
Okay, we are all aware of what BAS stands for. Somebody out in Michigan may come up with an obscene meaning of BAS and put it on the Facebook. So before we go out of our group, I'd like some of the interesting people in our group try to think of other meanings of BAS.
Sounds like you already have some ideas.
That might not be so good. Just a thought.
Well, there are actually more different things than just that are actually text written for the BAS, and they all say the Bernard Astronomical Society of Chattanooga on them. So even in our logo and stuff, so it's not just says BAS by itself. But I get it, because some of these, it's pretty small.
You're always going to have to deal with bad actors.
Yeah.
Hey, and if we get well known enough that people want to knock off our logo,
Hey, that's success.
it might not be that bad a thing. But good point.
I got a question.
Okay, Jim. Hey, yep. Hey, you're not off the hook yet.
We try this out and it doesn't work out.
Yep.
How tough is it to get out of this thing?
Shut it down.
You shut it down instantly. There is no commitment. It's free. They're making money off of. They want the.
Fault this deal.
No, yeah, it's a win-win. So.
Yeah.
Print on demand, so they're making their money.
They are.
Yeah.
They want more of us. Even if we sell 10 T-shirts a year, they're still making 10 more T-shirts worth of money than they did before us.
Exactly.
I was talking with print on demand things. They've got thousands of different organizations or individuals doing it. They may not sell a lot per individual, but over the conglomerate, they sell a whole lot over a period.
In reality, this isn't going to make us a lot of money.
No.
Probably piddly amount of money, but the fact that, as David said, we're getting our brand out there and making this accessible to us and other people that come to a star party and go, hey, I'd like to support them and buy a T-shirt. This is great.
Do like a star party shirt with a theme, like I saw the stars with Bernard Astronomical Society.
Yeah.
And when they
That's this one.
have the incredible
Absolutely.
they're like,
And once we crawl, we can walk, and once we walk, we can run, and then we can fly. Okay.
Come out at 9.
Yeah. Lynn, did you have a? Okay.
Speaking of trouble.
Yeah. Okay. Excellent. So now I think if I got this right, and if not, we'll just go ahead and do it now. Dr. Keenan Dungy is with us tonight from UTC. He's head of the chemistry department, but he's also a geek. He loves astronomy. Okay, and he's been here before. He spoke to us a few months ago, and I'd like him to come and tell us about some exciting news that's going on here at the observatory. And so, Dr. Dungy, if you just come up and.
Glad to join you all again this evening. It's been a while.
I don't know if you'll need to be mic'd up or not, but we can get you mic'd.
This will be short. Okay, yeah, let's be short. Yeah. So you probably noticed there's a few changes happening around here. For the good, glad to hear that. It's been a lot of effort, so I'm glad to hear it's positively received. So the Vice Chancellor for Facilities and Finance at UTC funded the entrance ramp that you saw there. So we're now ADA compliant, only 30 years late, but you know, it's this large screen here we have, the screen in the hallway, that was funded by the donation from Janet Wages. With her bequest, that established an endowment fund that will fund the observatory in perpetuity, and anyone's welcome to contribute to grow that endowment. Amy Brock-Hahn was the principal investigator on a grant proposal that she and I wrote together to fund a new planetarium projector. And while we did not receive the funding from that grant, we didn't get the grant, we did get the interest of the Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, Dr. Pam Riggs-Galasco, who is a chemist also, but we try to be nerdy and geeky along with the astronomy and physics people too. So she funded, we have purchased a new planetarium projector. It is a Digitalis Theta 2, and we have it. We've received it, and Kevin Hahn is building a stand for it. So it'll be installed later this month. We also have a staff who's going to be operating that. So Stephen Klein, some of you may know him. He's volunteered out here a number of times. He's one of our alums from our program. He has a master's degree, years of high school teaching experience, and now he's full-time at UTC. So he's going to be the assistant director for planetarium operations. And so he'll be the person to contact if you want to know how does this thing work, and so we can add that to our Star Parties events here, public outreach events. So that's the main, those are the main news items. And we're also working on planning some joint events. So for the observatory, we have a observatory advisory board, which includes the leadership of the BAS as well as faculty and staff at UTC. So we meet, well, this summer has been crazy, so we haven't been meeting, but we usually meet monthly and plan activities, joint activities together. So we're definitely going to be working with y'all to celebrate your 100th anniversary this fall. So
excellent. Thank you. I think we need to give Dr. Dungy a round of applause, show our support. This is a great partnership, and we just really are grateful that you're here and that you've shown the interest you have in the observatory, and we can see the fruits of your labor, and we appreciate it. That's wonderful.
Thank you, David. We obviously rely on you, the volunteers, the BAS. I mean, this wouldn't be here, right, without BAS. You guys built this place, and so I'm glad that we can continue to work together into the future here. So, thanks.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you. All right, that's wonderful. This new system, I don't know a whole lot about it, but I do know that we'll be able to do a lot of really cool programs with it, and I think it's going to be a real wow factor. That will be a drawing card for the UTC Star Parties in the future, and I'm really excited to see this get underway. Okay, moving on. Let's talk about, let's go through our membership committees. Kat's not here, so we'll skip membership for the moment. Technology, Chris, Matt, anything? We good?
I think you're working on a laptop.
We have a laptop that Dennis donated, and Lynn and Ned, so we have 3 laptops now, and so I have started getting that one ready that we can leave here.
Okay.
So
okay.
that when we're not here, it can
Yeah.
be turned on. And
right. Part of our effort of automating things and making things simple so that there's no single point of failure in our organization, that this is part of that. You know, this equipment that we have here, and then the laptops is just wonderful addition so that we can train others that can do the streaming when our key people are out. So that's great. Anything from Greg on the website? Greg, you there?
He says nope.
Nope. Okay. Nope. Nope. Okay. Kevin, 100-year anniversary. Anything there?
Nothing new that we haven't necessarily gone over with already today. I mean, we've
Yeah.
taken off the web store of the 100-year. We've got the coins been going. You know, this all sky cameras going, and
What about the digital setting circles? Almost there. Okay. Gotcha. Got your bag of Ace Hardware goodies or something? Okay, there you go. There's your lathe operator. Okay. So yeah, so we're adding, and you guys know this, we're adding the digital setting circles to the scope up there, so it'll make it easier to find objects. So that's cool. That's part of the 100-year stuff. So thanks, Kevin. Anything else?
at some point we got to talk about the November.
Yeah. That's coming up.
Yep.
Okay. Let's see, Mike and Richard, anything on the publicity side? I know we've got a lot of events that we're going to talk about in a little bit, but just in general, anything there that y'all want to bring up? I will say Richard has taken on coordinating the social media announcements and making sure that they're consistent and updated, and it's fabulous. Thank you, Richard, for that. That's that's wonderful.
Yeah, the only thing there is, and it came up in the chat a little bit. We've got our group in the Groups IO labeled Outreach. If you get there by going up to the drop down list that has your announcements and Astro Chat and social chat and all that stuff. If it's not in there, down at the very bottom there is a subscriptions thing. So click on that and make sure you're subscribed to the outreach group. And we really need to make sure that it's outreach only and not any other extraneous stuff there, because we want to be able to and we want to format the topics so that it's easy to find what we're going to look for. And I've got everything on there through October except for International Observe the Moon Night. But as we get closer to it and we start posting in there, it'll float up to the top. So the most recent events, like tomorrow and Saturday and then new telescope later on, should be right up near the top when we start talking about it, and you won't have to scroll through 3 miles worth of stuff to find information. Also, when I put an original post on there for an event, I try and put as much, here is what you need to know, like what time we're setting up, where it is, addresses if I know them, anything, any kind of logistical stuff. And I try and put in, here's sunrise, here's sunset time, here's moon phase. It's going to be the Perseid meteor shower like this weekend and whatever. So it's always a really good idea. If you have a question, check that original topic post first and see if the answer is in there. And it may not be, and if it's not, then by all means, get that question in there. And I'm subscribed to that to see just about everything that comes through that. And I'll see your question and I'll get right back to you.
All right, very good. Mike, anything to add? Your side?
No, I'm sure we'll talk about it.
Yeah, we're going to talk about all the events, in detail. Okay, thank you very much. Moving on, upcoming events. I've got a blank slide here, but there are plenty, which is one of the reasons we wanted to make part of our program time tonight around the events. So it's a slide that I just, for whatever reason, left in there. Okay, so here are the events. We're going to go through these in detail in just a few minutes, so I don't want to get bogged down in these. This is just so that you are aware of how many activities that we have going on. We've got we've got our meeting tonight. We got the Tree Toppers tomorrow night. We got Harrison Bay Saturday night. We've got the UTC Solar event on the 22nd. We've got the Telescope Buyer's Guide seminar and hands-on demos on the 24th downtown.
Where will that be located?
That will be downtown at Coolidge Park. Yeah.
Philip Grimes.
And then we always try to sneak in a Cloud Lane Canyon Star Party just for members. That's not scheduled, so don't know with everything that's going on when we would actually do that. The next BAS meeting will be the 14th of September, and then we'll talk about this in just a little bit. We originally were going to have our 100th year kind of celebration program on the 9th of November, but we changed that to the 4th, which is a Saturday. The other date was on a Thursday, our regular meeting night for November. We changed it to Saturday to accommodate people who may need to be here earlier in the day, or and don't want to be out at night driving and that kind of stuff. And we still got to get the times worked out. But as I said, there'll be more to come on that. But this is and there's some, and then we've got all the regular events that we get involved in, and then UTC is going to be starting back the Star Parties on Sunday night. So I'm telling you, you want to get involved, here it is. We got lots of stuff going on.
And there's the Smart is Cool Day at the market on October 26th.
Yeah, I don't have it on here yet, but yes. So we've got, we're going to share a table with UTC at Chattanooga Market. So yeah, we got loads of stuff going on. All right. So and as I said, we'll get into some of these in more detail in just a few minutes.
David, just real quick, I put my hand up, but I don't know if
I don't see hands.
Going back to the members only Star Parties, those do not go in outreach. That needs to go in the member chat groups IO. Please don't put that in outreach. Outreach is for public events only.
Okay.
Thank you.
And do you have the ability to move something if it gets put in the wrong spot?
I don't have the ability to do much of anything. I think that's probably Matt or John Sadler or somebody.
Okay. All right. Okay.